Shalom, brothers and sisters. Israel, God's prophetic clock, is spinning so crazy right now and moving so fast that if you could stand next to it and it was a physical clock, it would sound like a turbine engine on a turboprop on an aeroplane about to launch off an aircraft carrier. Just full power, wound up, everything pulling ready to go. It is crazy how much is happening at this moment prophetically and in the world, and showing us the times we're living in. And still, people are sleeping. People are buying and selling, marrying, giving in marriage, not stressed, not worried, not looking up, not thinking anything's going on, living in a dream world. And it's really sad. And so we work even harder to wake people up and make them look and see what's going on and draw closer to God and pray for Israel. Stand up and be counted. Now more than ever, it's the time to stand up and be counted. So let's look at just a few of the articles coming out of Israel in the last couple of days. And again, crazy. UN warns of imminent disaster. The UN Special Coordinator for Lebanon, Janine Hennis-Plasschaert, has warned that the Middle East is on the brink of imminent catastrophe. Now, before I even carry on, hello, where did you find this woman or Hiro from? The Middle East has been on the brink of imminent catastrophe since October 7 last year. Not now, suddenly. She stressed there is no military solution to the conflict amid escalating fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. As the region stands on the brink of imminent catastrophe, it cannot be said enough. There is no military solution that will make both sides safer, Hennis said with a message posted from her office on X. There is dealing with Hezbollah and disarming them, the same way they're dealing with Hamas and disarming them, will definitely make things safer. But again, this is from the UN, United Nitwits, and they are from the very core of their beings anti-Israel. So you've got to take the news from whence it comes. Hezbollah declares open-ended battle of reckoning with Israel. They declared this as the Middle East is facing imminent collapse, while Britain's David Lammy called for an immediate ceasefire. Hello, Lammy. Where was your calls for an immediate ceasefire while Hezbollah pounded Israel daily since last year, October 7, till now? Nowhere? You were busy? You had a coffee appointment? Sorry, got you. Okay. The Iran-backed military group's deputy leader, Naim Qassem, said the force had entered a new phase of the battle with Israel, warning, but as we are pained, you also will be pained. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy on Sunday called for an immediate ceasefire after the worrying escalation between Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah as heightening cross-border tensions led to fears of an all-out war. Our message to all parties is clear. We need an immediate ceasefire from both sides so we can get to a political settlement, so that Israelis and Lebanese civilians can return to their homes and live in, wait for it, peace and security. Herzog denies involvement with pages and radio bombs. Now, I'm a bit disappointed in Herzog. He's generally a nice guy, the president of Israel, but come on, that is clearly a lie, open-faced. We all know, even most Israelis admit, that the pages and the radios were a very well-planned program, operation by Mossad to deal with Hezbollah's leadership, and well executed. As scary as the whole thing was and as shocking as it was to the world that it was even possible, and executed so well. So Herzog saying they had nothing to do with it, he should have thought about that comment. IDF retaliates after Hezbollah's deepest attack yet. Over 150 rockets with 6 wounded. Across 4 separate barrages throughout the early hours of Sunday morning, the IDF detected over 150 rockets and drones. Massive waves of IDF airstrikes hit 400 Hezbollah targets, while terror group fired 90 rockets at Israel. And so it continues on and on, the fighting between the two. Fighter jets of the Air Force attacked thousands of launch barrels ready for immediate launch. Hezbollah targets Nazareth in rocket attacks. Fires break out, threatening countless holy places. In a series of coordinated attacks, Hezbollah launched rockets into Israel's Jezreel Valley early Sunday, targeting multiple locations, including Haifa, Ramat David Air Base, Nazareth, Afula, and the Lower Galilee. Another barrage of Hezbollah rockets at Nazareth, the hometown of Jesus, a town 70% Muslim, 30% Christian, and entirely Arab, noted American evangelical leader Johnny Moore, president of the Congress of Christian Leaders, on social media. For months, Hezbollah has been targeting the Galilee, the geographic heart of Jesus' ministry. Now that's interesting. So, besides the fact that I'm disappointed that it's 70% Muslims, 30% Christian in Nazareth, but the fact that they're specifically aiming at the Galilee and Nazareth, attacking areas where Jesus was most active, also shows you what darkness is behind this onslaught against Israel. Israel unleashes hell on South Lebanon with giant mystery bomb as war escalates. And contrary to the people that are trying to hype the story up, no, it was not a nuclear bomb. It wasn't close to a nuclear bomb. It was just bunker busting big bombs. Al Jazeera correspondents confirmed that Israel's military launched 400 attacks on Lebanon on Saturday after rockets were fired at Ramat David base near the city of Haifa. Another indicator of the escalation is that Israel is apparently beginning to use much bigger bombs compared to much of the past year of internecine fighting. The below widely circulating footage shows a large flash and skyscraper-sized fireball, resulting in viewers speculating it was a heavy bunker buster bomb or possibly tactical nuke of some sort. No. Whatever it was, there's never been anything like it used on Lebanon that we know of, because Israel's had enough and they're deadly serious about resolving the situation in the north and getting those people home safely. Israel enters all-out war on 5 fronts. Israel intensified the conflict in the Middle East to new levels, killing more than 180 people in Lebanon in the latest attacks since military officials declared the new phase of war against Hezbollah had begun. On Tuesday, Mossad is thought to have orchestrated one of the most psychologically damaging clandestine attacks in recent memory, injuring thousands of Hezbollah members with exploding pages and radios across 2 days. And we all saw that take place last week. Then on Friday, the IDF delivered a punishing strike that eliminated a top Hezbollah commander along with some 37 other militiamen and civilians, before continuing aerial bombardments over the weekend and into Monday morning. So again, Israel's not playing. And if you follow us on Telegram, then you'll see that the news is happening like on an every 10-minute basis, not even an hourly basis, and we're updating as fast as we can. And they have eliminated most, as in 80 to 90% of Hezbollah's command structure already, with surgical strikes all over the place, including Lebanon and Syria and other places. So it is chaos as far as the proxies of Iran are going. Netanyahu said expected to address UN on September 27, 927. He's to spend 5 days in the US, including Shabbat. Prime Minister Netanyahu will address the UN General Assembly on Friday, September 27, and spend the weekend in the United States due to the Shabbat. Now, again, dangerous time for him to be traveling. People could try to shoot the plane down, number one. There are various groups in the United States that want to arrest him on sight or grab him because of the ICJ court rulings. So there's all those things they need to factor into this as well. So it is a dangerous time to be going. And then the people he's addressing are more hostile towards him than ever before. In a message directed to international community, Prime Minister Netanyahu says no country can accept the rocketing of its cities. And he's 100% correct. No one puts themselves in their shoes. They said Hezbollah hasn't stopped attacking Israel for a single day since October 7. Hezbollah attacked Israel completely unprovoked, the Prime Minister said. They fired missiles and rockets into our cities. They made 60,000 Israelis leave their homes along the Lebanese border, becoming refugees in their own land. No country can accept the wanton rocketing of its cities, the Prime Minister said. We won't accept it either. We will take whatever action is necessary to restore the security and to bring our people safe back to their homes. Again, massively overdue. And we are now seeing what happens when Israel gets serious and gets down to business. French president slams Netanyahu for causing full-scale war, and Bibi bites back. So again, and I've spoken about this before in these Israeli updates, as long as Israel stands and gets punched in the face consistently all the time, everything's good, the whole world's happy, no problem. You just shut up and take it. The minute they punch back, everybody's angry. Everybody's upset. Israel's at fault. On Thursday, France voted in favor of the United Nations General Assembly resolution proposed by the Palestinian Authority to impose sanctions and arms embargoes on Israel. According to the report, Macron initiated a call to Netanyahu and hurled harsh accusations at the Israeli premier for leading Israel and Lebanon to the brink of a full-scale war. The responsibility to prevent escalation is yours. You can opt for a diplomatic solution. This is the moment to show leadership and responsibility. Your activity in the north is pushing the region to war, Macron was quoted as saying. So, what about Hezbollah? What about them constantly, daily shelling Israel? That's not their responsibility to stop? Has Macron tried to negotiate or get to a political solution with Hezbollah or Hamas? No, he hasn't had to yet. Netanyahu replied, instead of putting pressure on us, it's about time you pressurized Hezbollah. We will bring our residents back home in the north. This is the decision we made this week, and we will act on it. You, the French, do what you still think you must diplomatically do, and we will do what we must do, senior officials in Jerusalem said in the report. So basically, they told Macron to get knotted. Correctly so, because who is he? I'd love to see him in a similar position, having to negotiate with terrorists and then wonder, shocked, when they change all of the agreements and they just keep getting crazier and crazier, because he hasn't had to worry about that yet. The UNRWA, this is crazy, demands, not asks, demands immunity for employees implicated in October 7th massacre. The UN, with the support of the US Department of Justice, claims that the UNRWA employees who participated in the October 7th massacre have immunity from prosecution. So because they were UNRWA employees, they can rape, murder, assist terrorists, do all those things. They have immunity. What sort of a world do you live in where that is right? In an official document submitted to the US court, the UN, backed by the US Department of Justice, claims that the UNRWA employees who participated in October 7th have to be granted immunity from prosecution. The document submitted to a US court claimed that the employees who participated in the massacre, so they're admitting they participated, have immunity. Since the UN has not waived their immunity in this case, its subsidiary, the UNRWA, continues to enjoy absolute immunity from prosecution. Therefore, the lawsuit shall be dismissed. It's evil to the core, where as long as it's not Israel The world will stand up for it and defend it and everything, but as long as Israel's involved, they will stand against Israel. You can now go, if you have immunity under the UN, and attack and murder and rape Israelis. You're good, because you're covered by the UN immunity, and any case will be dismissed. Welcome to the darkness and the evil in front of our faces at the end of the age of man. Keep praying for Israel. Keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem. Keep praying for hearts of stone to be changed to hearts of flesh, scales to fall from eyes, that more Jews can be part of that early gathering together with us in that Rapture Harpazo event, that they don't have to go through that time of Jacob's trouble that lies at the door. A time of judgment for the nations, for the things they are doing right in front of our eyes right now that we can see. And when we return with Jesus Christ, we watch as he judges the nations. We will remember all these things that I was reporting on now, and all the actions they took, for which they will answer to God Most High. Shalom.